I'm Sarah from Toronto Environmental Alliance, and I'm the campaigns director there. We've been working really closely with TCBN on a lot of, or some or a lot of the policies that you've heard mentioned tonight, and some of the plans that are coming together through the city, including FIFA. And we're really excited to be working with a great team of advocates and interacting with some awesome city staff on that as well. So I'm going to talk about a sort of a broad overview of what are green jobs and how is the city, how are we pushing for the city to have more of them, essentially, that are good green jobs. A little bit about T, if you don't know us, we've been around for actually over 35 years now. I need to update this slide. We focus on City Hall. We're one of the only organizations that actually focuses really locally on Toronto City Hall. And it means we are really knowledgeable about a lot of the programs and policies and things that are happening at our local City Hall and City Council. And so in Toronto, locally here, these are our sort of city-aligned jobs, just to give a few examples. And one green job we don't often think of as green is waste collection. And you can see here, they're collecting green bins and organics collection. Obviously, organics is a really big part of climate action and waste reduction, getting more of our waste into as much as possible into the green bin, but also being a part of that system to pick it up and making sure those jobs are good and can sustain people's livelihoods as well. I've got a photo on the right-hand side here of some building retrofits happening. This is taken, full disclosure, from a website, the website of Building Up, whom I think many folks here know of, and they're a great local social enterprise, and they employ people with barriers to employment and teach a lot of skills in the trades. And they actually do a lot of work on TCHC buildings, so definitely connected in with the city. And that's one example of a local green job as well, that as we do more building retrofits and as the city and other levels of government and everyone takes more climate action to make buildings lower carbon, to make them more comfortable, that spurs a whole lot of economic retrofit activity. And then on the very bottom here, this is a photo of, it's actually taken from Rainscape TO's website. And this is a photo of a program called Green Force TO. And this is a program that it started as a city program. It's actually run by Transportation Services, the program itself. And it's a way to get more greenscaping in along our streets. So you may have noticed there's a whole lot more water pouring down onto Toronto. And one way to help deal with the massive amount of water that flows over our pavement and comes up in people's basements is to create more green infrastructure, and often to create that right along our streets where it is paved, and help absorb that water and create a nicer greenscaped city to walk around in, plant some trees, potentially for shade to cool us down. But what happens is sometimes when the city plants a lot of these beautiful projects, there's not always enough staff to maintain them, to weed them, to do all that kind of stuff. So the city recognized they needed some more specialized staff with the skills to not only plant this kind of project, but also maintain them. And they started a pilot project called Green Force TO, which has been, according to the staff I've spoken to, really successful, where people have been, who again are facing barriers to employment, have been trained in the skills for how to do this planting and landscaping and maintenance as well. We need a green jobs plan, and we also need community benefits frameworks. We need this level of thought to make sure that the shift to a low carbon economy actually benefits communities, because all of this work on fighting climate change is ultimately to make sure that we can lead good, happy lives. And if the economic activity that is working towards that goal doesn't help create good, happy lives, and then what are we doing this for? So there's real opportunities that come with this to drive local well-being as well, if we do it right. I'll hold there for questions, and I'll say that if I had asked Bushra from the Youth Climate Corps to speak as well, and I would encourage you to also look up, just Google the work of the Youth Climate Corps, because they have some really great ideas for a national level, youth climate jobs strategy, which is quite ambitious and a really transformative idea. So I just want to give them a quick plug for the work that they're doing. And I also would encourage you to speak up and write it in the chat, or just raise your hand and talk about it if you are a person who holds a green job. I'd love to hear how a green jobs plan through the city could potentially help you, or if you have any ideas for how that could be shaped. And I'll pop my email in the chat as well. Thanks, everyone.